Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I hope that you're having a wonderful Friday. So, hailing from the small town of Kwamakwe in the Eastern Cape to getting roles in some of the biggest international movies like Primeval and soapies like Generations, Dumisani Mbebe has built an impressive body of work as an actor. His discipline and consistency has made him one of the most respected actors of our time. And he joins us today to share some of his secrets for a long-lasting career. But first, let's have a look at the trailer of the movie Primeval, which has been one of Dumisani's career highlights.
In one of the most remote locations on Earth lives the world's most prolific serial killer. He has claimed over 300 victims. He is elusive, intelligent, cunning. And to this day, he remains at large.
Looks to be another mass grave.
He is real, but he is not human.
He says that we'll find what we seek. Then we'll find death.
What happened? What happened? He's coming.
I need a drink after that. Wow. I wish you had seen his face during that trailer. You were even scared, and I'm guaranteed to have nightmares tonight. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you so much.
Do you ever get used to watching yourself?
No. I never get used. I was actually looking at the trailer and I'm thinking, wow, I was actually part of that movie.
Yeah.
And you look back and you can only be proud of what you have accomplished.
Yeah.
And to think that was shot in, what, 2007?
Yeah,
you know?
it's still scary.
Yeah, it still looks scary.
Was it filmed in South Africa?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, it was.
I love when it's so impressive, and you can only be so proud when you watch all these movies and know that so many of them were filmed here using our crews and our talent, and
Yes.
it's amazing. Is it different being on an international set versus a local set, even if it's filmed here?
It is different.
What is different about it?
It's the level of respect that you get.
Yeah.
And that level of respect comes in the manner with which you are being treated. You even get a nice trailer, which is well, I guess it comes with the perks of having a bigger budget, you know, because sometimes when you are dealing with like local producers, you know, with all due respect to them, they really, you know, doing the best that they can, but they're not getting all the money that they actually need to get, you know, from all the funding institutions. And it's easy for the funding institutions to actually put a lot more money to international, you know, movies, because they're bringing in a lot of money as well. And, you know, we just have to, you know, work with what we have.
Do you think it's because we just don't have the money here, because like our audiences don't support local cinema and don't support local TV as much as they support overseas, because there's that mindset of if it's from overseas, if it's international, it must be better?
I don't think that's where it actually stems from. I think for me the challenge lies not with the availability of funds, even if we did have the funds, but what is it that you are actually putting that money on?
Yeah.
You first need to make sure that, you know, you develop the industry. Have you developed the industry, you know, enough to put in a lot of money? Because remember that there's a risk factor here. But the level of trust that they put, in the international production companies, it makes more sense.
Sure.
And I think the money is there, and I believe that we can generate more money as well if we start shooting movies that can actually travel beyond our borders.
Well, you definitely, certainly part of a body of work that definitely represents that. You are literally one of the greatest actors that we have in our country. What do you think was your breakthrough role?
My breakthrough role? Definitely Dumisani.
Yeah.
From Generations.
I know.
It was definitely Dumisani from Generations. I think
that made you the most famous face in South Africa.
Yes, it did. And the audience as well. It's got it's got a wider audience, and I think the storylines as well within Generations, because I think in a soapy you get to experience. You get to play different characters within one character, because they keep changing the storylines in terms of what is it that is going through now, and that was definitely the role.
Yeah, as a very celebrated actor, as an accomplished actor, I think you've enjoyed very many highs with it, but also so many lows with it. Like the reality of being famous and being celebrated in a country, and then all of a sudden being knocked from that pedestal. How do you get out of that and then reinvent yourself, and then just grow again?
You need to grow.
Yeah, it's hard.
You need to grow, and sometimes you become so expensive, no one can actually even afford you.
Yeah.
Or they can afford you, but they're thinking, no, why pay Dumisani 10,000 when they can pay, Lindile 5,000?
Yeah.
And now, how do you go back and say, listen? I actually, quite recently had a word with producers. I said to them, listen, I'm no longer interested in how much money you pay me. I'm more interested in building long-term working relationships.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer just about acting now. It's no longer just about, making money and being famous and everything like that. It's about making sure that this industry is going to be here for more generations to come.
Yeah. But it's also about not having to justify your value, because you deserve that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've worked. It took you 15 years to become an overnight success. You definitely deserve that.
It doesn't even feel like that. It only feels like yesterday when I actually started, and I think now we in a world where if Dumisani has 15,000 followers on Twitter, and then you have this youngster who has 1 million followers, they're like, oh yeah, we're going for this one, and it takes away the value
and the
that one can actually put into a production, and it's crazy like that, and it's something that has been there all the time.
Yeah. But the little kid won't have your CV.
Of course,
and your filmography, and of course they wouldn't have been on E.R. Tell me about that. That must have been incredible. Were you and George Clooney besties?
No, I think. No, George was not here. George was here. Was he here? It was what?
He couldn't have been here, because then I would have found him and we would have been married and I would have had the twins. It was really like a wonderful set.
Yeah. I remember the challenge that I faced there was when we had to go and shoot in up north, and the heat was just too bad.
Yeah.
We were just finding it too hard to really cope. But for the love of the craft, we actually had to make it happen. And it's gonna go back to what I said, and actually commend the level of professionalism they actually have on those sets. And being on E.R for me was just, in fact, I had. My agent had just called me and said, Dumisani, I just signed the contract for E.R. And then on a Wednesday, Generations called. They said, listen, we want Dumisani to fly up to Joburg now so that he can start. And then it was delayed. But for me, it was a blessing in disguise, because I really needed that experience.
Yeah, because then you could have done both.
Yes.
Yeah, the world works in mysterious ways sometimes. How lucky are we for that?
We are, yeah.
You're also blessed with a beautiful wife who's also an actress. Do you think it's better when you marry someone in your industry?
It's not better, but it works out well.
Yeah.
It works out well, because there won't be any questions, about how you kissed this woman. I'm like, but I didn't kiss anyone. It's just two characters. I was not involved.
Yeah.
I think it comes with a certain level of understanding as well, the craft, you know, and of course, there are some things where you think, yeah, I understand that, you know, it's being artistic and everything like that, but how far can you really, like, carry being artistic?
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes you got to hold back and say, no, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to do that.
Yeah. Having a look at your career and your life, just as an outsider, think back to the little boy who was watching, like, cowboy movies at the, what's it, were you at the, you went to the Sishabeen or the tuck shop?
No, I mean, it was a shop.
Yeah.
You know, that the only place, you know, that had a television set, and we would just flock in as kids after playing soccer. We knew the theme song of the High Chaparral, and I was always Blue Boy, you know. He had a white horse and, like, he was a sharpshooter, you know, and I would cry every time when being Blue Boy is given to someone else, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to be part of this game. So, I mean, I think back then I knew that I really want to be there, I want to be seen there, and I never really understood all the intricacies in terms of what is it that we have to go through. And I actually look back on the day where I actually decided, you know what, this is the direction that I'm taking. I blessed that
Well,
day.
you deserve to be celebrated because you've done such outstanding work. We're so proud of you. Stay on the couch because we're going to be discussing your latest body of work, which is just extraordinary. It's just so good.
Thank you. Thank you.